Good afternoon and welcome to a More Than Meets the Eye continuation video. This is going to be covering the Constructacons from G1 Combiner Wars Devastator. We covered Devastator in the previous video. We talked about the sculpting and all the stuff that we usually do here on More Than Meets the Eye, and today we're going to talk about the individual robots that make up Devastator. First off, we'll talk about Longhaul here. Longhaul is, well, he's the one that everybody constantly just gets to do the stupid lazy jobs, not lazy jobs, the ones that require a lot of heavy lifting and just moving stuff from one point to another point. He absolutely hates it in the show. He does not like his job, but he is the, he's the dump truck of the group. This is actually, my least favorite version of him. I popped his head down by accident. There we go. Pop it up. Pop it up. There it goes. He's all right, but there's some issues with him. So let's just go over him quick because we've got 5 more people to do. He's got full rotation in the shoulders. He can raise his shoulder up 5 degrees. He's got a 90-degree elbow, but it's like sideways 90 degrees. Rawr. It's like mentally disabled Constructacon. Look at my flappy arms. Yeah, he has no elbows except sideways elbows, and his hand doesn't rotate to take advantage of that, which is a shame. But you can raise up his gun that he has. It's the bigger part of Devastator's gun, and that's his weapon. His head rotates 360 degrees. It doesn't do much more than that except get pushed down. His hips are very ratchety because they're the hips for Devastator. And then he's got a knee, a very tiny knee. He's very, very short legs. And then finally there's some ankle tilt, but it's really just the foot folds sideways because of transformation. And you can't really even do much with it because pulling these legs sideways is a pain. All right, there we go. We got them to click once on each side. These ratchets in these hips are to die for. They are the strongest ratchets you come across in a lot of things. These are some very sturdy ratchets, and I believe they'll last the ages. They're good for that. So we'll set Longhaul over here to the side. Things to notice about Longhaul that are unique: he's got 2 wheels on his shoulders, and his other 2 wheels are right there behind his legs. And his entire backpack is the bucket for the dump truck. I wish they had done more with the bucket. I did like what they did with the Studio Series. Longhaul, I like the way that bucket transformed. I thought that was a lot cooler. So we're going to set Longhaul here over to the side and get him out of the way. Next step is we're going to talk about Mixmaster here. So we're going to bring in Mixmaster. And Mixmaster here has got a little more articulation than Longhaul. He can actually bend his shoulders at more than a 90. That's actually really good. That is a really nice bending of the elbows. And what is that? 110 degrees, maybe 115. It's pretty good bending of the elbows. The shoulders do rotate 160 degrees or 360 degrees. They do lift up about 10 degrees. That's nice. They don't do anything else, and the hands do not do anything else. The hands are just stationary, and the elbows are like that. So head-wise, his head it's stuck in this little chamber of his, but his head can look left, his head can look right, and that's it. If you wanted to look down, you're going to have to bend the entire figure forwards to look him down. The hips are a lot more versatile than Mixmaster, than Longhaul's hips. They can pull almost a 90 forwards. They can pull a 90 backwards, but only off to the side because of this giant mixing thing that gives him a thorax type butt. Moving side to side motion is 90 degrees, and he can pull almost a 90 with his knees. I like that right. And there's also ankle tilt in this guy. Now that's something cool about this. This is a Combiner Wars product, but there's a lot of ankle tilt going on, and that's something that wasn't really popular in the Transformers line until Siege. So this guy's above grade when it comes to some of his articulation, though he's lower on others. Set Mixmaster off over here to the side, and we're going to pull out the next one in the list. Next one being Hook. So Mixmaster is the chemist of the group. Longhaul is the heavy muscle of the group. Hook is the scientist of the group. He is actually the designer. He designs most of the stuff that happens. He's really intelligent, and he likes to lord it over people, at least as I recall. Hook here has articulation that doesn't, it kind of allows him to pull a 360 degree, but not really. You're going to have to get creative with his shoulders to pull a 360. His shoulders allow for a little more than a Mixmaster when it came to articulation on the upward bend, but not much more. I'd give him like 20 degrees, maybe. He has an elbow. He's holding the center of a Devastator's little chest piece with the wing on the side. He's got the center bit because it's his gun, and at least I thought it was. I think it's his gun. His head can look down. It can look up slightly. It can look left. It can look right. It can rotate all the way around. It's actually a decent head. Okay, now come down here to the hips, and we get full hip range that we get in normal Transformers. Not a 90 degree on the knees, though. Sadly, that's only 45 degrees. And the ankle tilt is the ankle tilt that we normally get. This guy, some of the biggest things about him and some of his flaws, in my opinion, are that his feet don't like to stay together on the left-hand side. This side over here that has the canopy, the cockpit for the crane vehicle. That side of his leg doesn't like to stay together too much, and this guy relies heavily on his hook to give him extra stability and support when he's in robot mode. This hook doesn't do much but stand up, and then you can use it as a do that with it. Other than that, that's what this guy's got. He's got some really fun. Oh, I forgot to slide that bit in. There we go. He's got some decent some sculpt work on his chest. Nice chest piece. I do like that stuff a lot. I like all the textures on this guy, and he is a solid Transformer. Every one of these, just about, except Longhaul. Longhaul I consider is the weakest link of this group. But we'll set Hook off to the side. We're halfway done with our Devastator stuff. And did I accidentally move my clicky thing there? Set Hook. Oh crap! Your foot disassembled. No, Hook, don't have your foot disassemble on me. No, disassemble the foot. Okay. Now let's come over here and we'll grab the next one on the list, and I think this one is Scrapper or Scavenger. I forget his name, or Scrap Metal. I think it's Scavenger though. He has the wing for Devastator used as some sort of sword or melee weapon. He gets a 90-degree elbow. Yeah, 90-degree elbow. He can raise his arm up at 90 degrees. He's actually got some of the best range of motion in the arms next to his partner Bonecrusher, and then you can raise the arm up at 90 degrees. The head, it can rotate. It's on a ball joint, so it can look up slightly, and it can look down, and it can look left, and it can look right. Yeah, it can crack its head back and forth too. It's kind of nice. The legs on this guy are really fun. Honestly, this is one of my favorites. He can kick out pretty far. He can kick forwards at a 90, kick back at a 90. The knee pulls almost a 90. I give that one a 75. And the feet are on ankle pivot as well. This guy's pretty good. He also has does he have hip rotation? I know. Nope. Not many of these guys have hip rotation. I think Longhaul is the only one that does so far, and I didn't cover that, but he does have hip rotation. The sculpt work for this is quite nice. I do enjoy it, and I love how the treads on the legs split in half at the bottom and become feet. That is so spot on to how it was in G1. I absolutely like it. It's a shame I got to sell this guy, but I got to fund the channel. So we're gonna set Scrapper off here over to the side and cover. What do we got left? We've got Rampage and Bonecrusher left. So we'll cover. Are you Bonecrusher or Rampage? I think you're Bonecrusher. Yeah, Bonecrusher first. Bonecrusher's the bulldozer, if I recall. And Bonecrusher here has a 90-degree knee. He's got all the articulation that we saw with Scrapper or Scrap Metal. And he's got more than 90 on the elbows. This guy's pretty good. I do think this one's really, really good. And yeah, you can rotate his head all over the place. I like the fact that his chest is the folded up bulldozer. A bit. The bulldozer blade, that's pretty cool. His knee, his thighs pull all the right things that we saw with Scrapper just a minute ago. And he also has the same feet as Scrapper, where actually he's got the same exact legs as Scrapper, and they're my favorite legs in the bunch. I love how the feet fold away on the other side for these treads, and it's so cool. I like it. So that is a Bonecrusher. Now let's cover Rampage, and Rampage is the leader of the group, if I recall correctly. He is the front end loader. He's got, he's that four-wheeled vehicle with the big bucket on the front that scoops up the dirt and puts it in dump trucks. I believe that's called a front end loader. This guy has he's got a decent head. He's actually got the least favorite head of mine because it keeps popping in to where he's at. His shoulders pull the normal stuff. They're not as versatile as the shoulders for Scrapper or Bonecrusher, but they are decent. They don't get that. They only get like a 15, maybe a 45 at the raising the arm up. This arm also has no elbows, sadly. You can kick it like sideways or something, but I wouldn't advise that. You can bring the arm up to shoot the gun that he holds, and we come down here to his rest of his body. He has no sort of waist articulation, so no waist rotation there. He can kick up at sideways at a 90. He can kick up at more than at a 90, almost a 90. He can kick back at a 90, that's for sure. And his knee can bend at 90 if you want to untransform it slightly. The ankle tilt is existing there as well, and this guy is also decently well. He's pretty cool. Yeah. Now we'll do a little comparison stuff with all the guys one last time. So let's make sure this guy's standing right, and let's bring out. Wait, what's over here? Oh, right. I already talked about you. So let's bring out the Bumblebee, and we'll do a Bumblebee versus this guy. All right, Bumblebee versus Rampage. Bumblebee stands up to above the crotch for Rampage, but doesn't really get into the chest area. Just above the crotch, just barely. So that's Rampage with Bumblebee. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. Use Rampage's arm to sneak the Bumblebee in there side by side. Isn't that nice? Yeah. All right, now let's set Rampage off over here to the side. Make sure. Right, those are the missile pods that are the hands. I didn't include those, but he's got these two missile pods here that are the hands. Boom, boom. Okay. Now let's get over here to the Bonecrusher. Make sure I'm holding it right. There you go. All right. Bonecrusher's left knee is a little loose, but that's about the worst thing about him. He's just got a loose knee. Now let's put the Bumblebee in front of Bonecrusher here. We get that Bumblebee stands up where his head comes right below the point where Bonecrusher's big bulldozer blade starts folding up to make the chest piece for Bonecrusher. So that's a nice little bit. And put him side by side. Bonecrusher, raise your arm up. There you go. And there's an understanding of their side by side. That's decently sized, every single one of these. Let's set Bumblebee here, set Bonecrusher off to the side over here, lay him down. Let's go ahead and grab the next one. All right, so this is Hook and Bumblebee, and Hook stands like that. Bumblebee stands here. Bumblebee comes just above the crotch of Hook. Let's raise Hook's arm up, slide the Bumblebee under the arm. Can't really raise the arm up too much with Hook, but there you go. There's the Bumblebee and the Hook side by side. I think they look nice together. This Bumblebee is definitely perfect scale for all of these guys, or at least the scale that I believe it should be. So we're going to set Hook off to the side. Let's come over here and let's grab the Scrapper, and let's compare Bumblebee to Scrapper. Scrapper is my favorite of the bunch next to Rampage, and Rampage, I like his vehicle mode a lot. So Bumblebee stands up to the crotch of Scrapper, raise Scrapper's arm up to the side, and Bumblebee, there's a nice little side-by-side comparison. Scrapper is so much larger than Bumblebee. All of these guys are so much larger than Bumblebee. Let's put Scrapper off here off to the side. I'm just going to set him down right there. There you go, Scrapper. All right, we got two left. Okay, so here is Mixmaster and the Bumblebee. Mixmaster is very thin. That's something to notice about Mixmaster in comparison. Bumblebee and him are very similar in width. The Bumblebee stands most of the way up, just above the crotch of Mixmaster. Mixmaster can raise his arm up just a little bit, and Bumblebee can stand beside him like they're buddies, except they're not. And there we go. Mixmaster goes ahead and puts a kick me sign on Bumblebee's back, and I just it's wild how Mixmaster has this big mixing drum on the back of him, and it's the mixing drum by itself is still taller than Bumblebee. All right, we're gonna set Mixmaster over here. We're just gonna set him back. I found him over here because we have one guy left. Mixmaster, come on, stand up. There you go. All right, finally, we're gonna bring in Longhaul for one last run and compare Longhaul to Bumblebee. Bumblebee stands most of the way up Longhaul's legs, except he goes above Longhaul's crotch. It's just that Longhaul's chest is still above Bumblebee's head. Side-by-side comparison, Longhaul can tap Bumblebee on the top of the head. Ooh, it's a good Bumblebee. Pat, 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 pat. Yep. And that's a side-by-side with Bumblebee and Longhaul. Longhaul is the thickest, beefiest guy, so we're going to turn Longhaul sideways and show you that Longhaul is thicker than Bumblebee is sideways. He is a girthy dude. Alright, well, that is Longhaul, and that is the end of this More Than Meets the Eye, covering all the robot modes for Devastator and doing a little comparison. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and please, if you wouldn't mind, like, subscribe, and share to my videos. That would be excellent. And if you want to, talk about Devastator with me, leave a comment below, and we can talk Devastator. Thank you so much for watching, and please tune into my channel, blind_prime, for tomorrow's video, where we'll be covering the vehicle modes for Devastator. Thank you so much, and bye-bye for now.